Hello and welcome. This is going to be an All Signs Next 48 reading. Today is September 30th, so that'll go to October 2nd. Currently, we are in the Pisces moon, and as we speak, it is increasing into a full moon and will be a full moon in Aries with the sun in Libra. Now, before I get to the cards, a couple of things happened. What was it? There was two channeled songs. Oh, do you believe in magic? Like, do you believe in magic? And I think it's John Mayer's Waiting on the World to Change. And also, this morning when I got up, I had the lovely pleasure of taking my dad back and go to the ER for a second time this week. So that energy is already coming in. I know others are having various things going on with their parents, and it seems to be health related and parenting challenges going on. And when I took him, when I went back to pick up a family member and take them to work, because my car's out of commission currently and we only have one car to share, the sun was bright red this morning, and that was partially due to some fog, but mostly because we have some smoke coming back in from some of the wildfires, which, as I said in an earlier video in talking about the Mars and Aries retrograde energy, and also with Chiron retrograde, there is a lot of this I want to call it like it's a mixture between the destructive forces, the phoenix moments that like break things down to the ashes level so that it can then feed the soil and create room for new life. That energy is happening. You may be seeing that happen in your own life or in the lives of those around you. There's definitely a lot of Phoenix moments happening, and a lot of other readers are also predicting a lot of Phoenix moments. And communication is definitely a challenge, both in just speaking it and thinking it. We just had Mercury move into Scorpio, so there's also this element of like both depth and deception, and like kind of recognizing the difference between like love, limerence, and lust. There's a lot of thinking in those directions, a lot of sacral chakra stuff, and a lot of depth. We're also being taken into a lot of like old business, like old traumas, old pains, mother wounds, father wounds, things like that. And currently, as we speak, like as of yesterday, we have Saturn and Pluto as close to each other as they will be all year, and closer than they have been in many years. And the last time that we had them be that close and in aspect to many of the other planets that they are, we had like 9/11, and then before that, we saw more things like that. There's definitely the energy of a lot of civil unrest and a lot of like I'm just gonna burn it all down kind of energy, like screw it, it's not going the way I want to, just clear the table kind of thing, just poof, I'm starting over, clean slate, or rather in the moment it feels more like I'm just going to end this, there's no point in going on. But what comes about from that in those Phoenix moments is recognizing that, okay, sure, I took the matches and burnt it all down, but now I have a clean slate and I can start over in any way that I like. And that's really definitely what I suggest, and I saw 3:33 on the time there, that you go towards in your thinking is, if you've already burnt something down, that's fine. Now you have a clean slate and you can start over. If you haven't burnt it down yet, just be mindful that either you might or someone else might do that with you, and just, get back to that place of gratitude for that contrast. Endings are often the opportunity for new beginnings. And in our cards, I'm seeing a theme of kind of like the hot topic is lovers reversed, and so it's a lot of thinking about our choices in love, in business, in and in the past, in the future, as parents, as lovers, as friends, as siblings, things like that, just like reevaluating our choices and our thinking. And a lot of that is that deep Mercury and Scorpio energy, and we're coming upon another Mercury retrograde, so that again will take us back to more of that same sort of old business. I'll do a separate reading talking about that specifically, and I may do a specific reading for the tomorrow night's full moon in Aries, but I'm not sure. Also, what I'm seeing is kind of this like there's a lot of changes happening, but there's still there's very distorted masculine and feminine energy. And interestingly enough, the homophone cards that we got was Wait in reverse and Tail with a blank book in it. And what I'm seeing between those and the cards in the deck plus the 2 cards that we got for the next 48 is the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Cups reversed, which it tells me that there is a lot of victim mindset going on, probably a fair amount of victim narcissism or covert narcissism, of both the variety of like intentionally staying there, avoiding doing our shadow work, running away from what makes us feel uncomfortable or and whatnot, because we subconsciously feel like we get rewards from kind of staying in our own self-made prison. I'm also getting the theme pretty heavily of BDSM and kink type stuff too, and sometimes that's the way that this card can be interpreted also as a bit of a bondage card. So it's like it's kind of one of those embrace the absurdity of embrace your dark side, in that, like, yeah, you know what, because of the ways that society are and things like that, a lot of us have more taboo thoughts or needs in relationships and things like that, and we do need to face our what do you call it? I want to say mental challenges, but that's not quite it. Like, we need to face our shadow work, and we also need to embrace some of the, the kinkier sides of things. That's part of what Mercury and Scorpio does, is it goes into the depths of that, looks at the taboos and things like that, and a lot of times we try to push those away. But what I'm seeing as a general theme is that there's a fair amount of this energy of both those who are fighting to stay in their own self-made prisons, and they're feeling remorseful about it, or you're feeling remorseful about it, and starting to kind of see like that, I want to be free from it, but I'm scared because this is what I have known. This is what I have known. I'm used to the grief. I'm used to the torture of toxic relationships. I mean, both of these cards are about toxicity. And there are those that will fight to maintain those conditions, or fight to keep control over you to stay in those conditions, or to keep you from enlightening them to come out of them and influencing it. And there's also the other side energy, which is kind of that same sort of toxicity, but without the element of awareness about it, that like, oh, I'm trapping myself. Oh, I'm the one spilling the milk and crying about it. Oh, I'm the one who's not doing the work, And there's definitely a big focus on intuition. And we had, in the heart of the matter, we had the 7 of Swords, which, there's definitely some of this manipulation energy. I've got a mosquito that popped in here. And so there's that, bloodsucker type energy, the vampiric energy going on there. And that's also the same with this stuff, is there's a lot of people who they're in such victim mindset that even if you aren't there, you might get pulled into it. Now I'm reaching my video limit, so I'm gonna leave this here, and I appreciate you coming along with me on this journey to try to make these videos more succinct. Please let me know if you would like a personal reading. I leave my email in the details box below, and I'll see you in the next video.